mainly developed in a Linux operating system. Okay, this Hadoop and Apache Pig and more or these applications were developed in Linux operating system. So we need to know about, we can generally Windows OS, we can directly install, click next, we can something we have. But in Linux operating system, we cannot do like this. We have some command over on terminal. We need to process all the installation. So let me, I will tell you how to step-by-step process, how it is be installed. We'll look to that and I will send you whatever it document later. So if you have a Linux operating system, we can install through this PPT, or we can go any Google search also, you will find the steps. Whatever it, I will explain how these commands, how we want to follow one by one steps. I will show you. Nearly we have eight steps are there to install and configure this Hive architecture, Hive in how to run it. So before going to be this basic installation of Hive, we need background, we need Java, we need Hadoop, we need. So we know Java how to, we can directly run, install the Java, no problem at all. But installing Hadoop, we have two ways of installation of Hadoop. Have you remember? In one unit we discussed about the various ways of installing Hadoop. The two ways of installing Hadoop is there. Have you remember anyone? Three ways are there. I remember in unit 2 working with big data. So I will show you. Once again, you can note down this one. Can someone say my screen is visible? So this is unit 2. We were talking about working with big data. We saw about Google file system and Hadoop distributed file system, where we saw about the building blocks of Hadoop, name node, data node, and secondary name node, and job tracker and task tracker. Then another one about introducing and configuring Hadoop clusters. That is a Hadoop system hub. So we can local mode and pseudo distribution mode and fully distributed mode. So these three ways we saw installation of Hadoop. So here we are going to be go with pseudocode distribution mode, how we are going to be install the Hadoop, and later how we are going to be install this Hive on this Hadoop system. Okay. Next, another one, configure XML files. How we are going to be configure the XML files? We are going to be seeing. Okay. Please note down there is a three types of installation of Hadoop: local mode, pseudo distribution mode, and fully distributed mode. These three modes are there to install Hadoop system. Okay. So let me, I will follow how the pseudocode installation, and these are the codes are there now. Simply run it. So these are the all the command oriented mode only. In the how the local mode, how the distributed mode. So how we want to configure the XML files. So let me will back to our present unit, 6th unit. We saw about the architecture. Wait a second, I think my screen is not visible. Yes, can someone say that my screen is visible now? Screen
Visible, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this was a thing we are discussing, how the working of Hive. So how the Hive system, that is a Hive architecture is there. Based upon that, how it is going to be perform step-by-step operation in order to submit uh, the data to the map reduce operation. So once again, I'm going to be remember that this a map reduce is a operation, map reduce program also is there. The total two are different process. The Hadoop final output we are going to be considered as map reduce operations. In order to perform these map reduce operations, the input we are going to be taken from the map reduce program or pig Latin or Hive also. So is the three different ways how we are going to be submit the data set to the Hadoop system in order to perform map reduce operation. Okay. So we saw that three different ways. Uh, Map reduced program we saw about how the semi structured and structured and unstructured data how we are going to be follow. And the second one pig we are going to be see about structured and semi structured data. And this Hive we are going to be see about the structured data. So these three I already shown you. Once again I will show you what is this. It is once again. Yesterday class itself I will discuss in the last class. I need to confirm it in which slide it is. Yes, this one. See that note, there is a various ways of executing map reduce operation. There are various ways to execute map reduce operation. The traditional approach using Java map reduce program for structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. The scripting approach for map reduce to process the structured and semi-structured data using Pig. The Hive query language, Hive HQL, we may talk about this one. For map reduce to process structured data using Hive. Map reduce process to structure data using Hive. So these various ways how we are going to be approach these map reduce operation, various types of data, the data we are going to be dealing with. So this was the thing. We know what is Hive. It is used to store. So this is the architecture of Hive. So user interface are there, web interfaces are there. We have some commands, Hive command line arguments, and HD insets are there. Meta store and Hive query process engine and execute engine map reduce program, and where we are going to be get the data storage, all those things. So this is the structure of Hive. So what are the terminologies? What are the terminologies over there? These are the user interface, metastore, Hive QL, process engine, and execution engine, HDFS, HPS. See the working flow. We were rush out last class. So there are nearly 10 steps are there. Now I will tell you overall here. Then we will see one by step. Once again, I will read it. What is the process in that? See here. First one we have here. So interface, through the interface, we are going to be submit the data to the drivers. So we are going to be processing data to the drivers. Once, so not here the data, here we are going to be submit the query to process on the data. So the data is available at Metastore. So in order to process these data, so what the command we need to store it here. So Hive is morely about developer for to store the commands, SQL commands like SQL commands. So interface to provide the query and submit it to the drivers. Once it is submitted to the driver, then it is going to be a compiler. What is the duty of compiler? Simply the compiler is going to be check and process whether it is syntactically correct or not. It is going to be done through the compiler and check with the meta store. So for example, if any columns or any rows are used in that particular query, that query is going to be matched with our metadata or not. Once it is matched, the compiler is going to be checked with the process is exactly correct. Okay, so that is, see that the drivers to compiler. So that is second part, and third part is compiler to meta store. So here we need to check with whether the query is given, that query is properly execution or not. After that, once it is conforming with meta store with the metadata, then it is back to the compiler, and the compiler generates to the drivers, and it is submitted to the execution engine. So see that 5 to 6. Once it is started execution engine, what is the duty of execution engine? It is going to be submit the query to the Hadoop system. Once the Hadoop system is ready to execute, it needs the data. That data is going to be come from the meta store. So here we have two types of dealing means. The first time the query is, so we are writing query means definitely we are going to be deal with some rows and columns in the RDBMS table, like RDBMS table. So whether the given column names in the query is matching or not, that for that purpose it is the fourth step is going to be processed. For 7.1 step is going to be processed for, it is accessing the data to the job tracker and task tracker. Once it is the job tracker and task tracker, it is automatically done map reduce separately, and name node and data node is going to be do the operations on how to perform the final output. What is the query related output it is going to be produced by system. See that first one is about execute query. So next one is get plan. Third one is about get metadata, and fourth one is about send metadata, and fifth one about send plan. See that the Hive interface, all those things. So if you remember these headings itself, we can remember what is operation inside it. So then about execution plan and execution job and metadata operation and fetch the result and the send the result and send the result. Here we have two times of sending result. What is the meaning of here means? So execution engine sends those results value to the driver, and the driver sends the results to the Hive engine. So that is again it is going to be shown at the top of the interface only. We are going to be get back the operation. So for that only we have sending result in two times here. See here architecture we can find all those things. See there, the 10th one is getting back. So the operation is going to be performed on Hadoop system, that is map reduce operation. Then the result is going to be sent back to the execution engine, from the execution engine to send to the driver. Finally it is showing on the interface, that is where we submitted query. The queries related answer it shows on the interface. So that is the meaning of these 10 points. Okay, so this is a very important. All Hadoop subprojects such as Hive, Pig, and HBase supports the Linux operating system only. I already told you these all Hadoop related subprojects all are done in the Linux operating system. Therefore, we need to install Linux flavored operating system. So it is maybe Linux, Unix, or Red Hat, whatever it may be, various types of flavored Linux operating systems are there. So that we need to install. Then follow the simple steps to execute for the Hive installation. How to install? So here in nearly we have 8 steps are there to verifying and Hive installation. So as usual, before installing this Hive, we need to install Java and Hadoop. We need to install Java. And so for installing Java, so once it is installed, we have to check it and we have to set the So once it is path is correct, uh, whether we have to give the access to the all the users. So how many users are there, but how many users, how we need to give an access to them. Then verifying Hadoop installation. So if it is verifying, if it is not there, how to download Hadoop, and how to install the any three of the ways, the local mode and pseudo code mode and the fully distributed mode. Any one we are going to be select and we are going to be install it. Once it is installed, we need to check it whether it is properly executing or not. So based upon that verifying, we are going to be set. For example, simply I will ask you one thing. For example, you installed Java in your mission. So how we are going to be check whether it is Java is properly installed or not? Can anyone say? So generally we come to lab and we are sitting and okay, Java is installed, we are directly doing the program. For example, we need to know that whether the Java is installed in our system or not. How we are going to be checking? So going to program files, we are going to be check it. It is not a good thing. So we need to know that how to check whether the Java is installed or not in your system. So for example, through the command prompt, we can check it. So how to CMD, we are going to open command prompt. It's going to be run. So we are going to be check Java space version if we are giving which version is installed, or else we can simply say Java C if you give. So a particular compiler is installed in your mission or not is also showing. So such type of verifications we need to perform. So before going to be install this file. So how we are going to be again here the two process. If it is already installed, how to verify. If it is not installed, how to install in the different ways also. So that these 8 steps are there, including in between we have sub steps also there. For example, even in step one we have a nearly 5 or 6 sub steps are there. For example, if it is directly installation is already there, before going to be check before going to be use this one, we are going to be check it whether the Java is there or not. If it is not there, how to install. So for installation we have sub steps are there, so that we need to discuss. So see this step one is verifying the Java installation. Verifying the Java installation. Java is a must. Java must be installed on your system before installing Hive. Let us verify the installation by using the command. I already told you how to check. So this is a total on Linux operating system. So if you see the dollar where it is, and when you open a terminal, the terminal is always waiting end with the dollar symbol. I remember or not, I don't know. So please be remember that when we are going to be given SSH command, it is going to be start with the dollar symbol. There we are going to be start with your commands in order to share you get the share from the server. We are going to be see that screen. Open a terminal if you are going to be do the operations in the command. So that is a dollar. It is going to be default. It is going to be start. When you can give a command Java space minus version review. So if it is Java is already installed in some system, it shows the response as so that particular version Java version 1.7 point something version it is shown. Yeah. So Java uh, standard thing. So running standard environment, that is a running environment built on. So that is the meaning. For example, what is the meaning of this one? So it is a version we are going to be mentioned that particular it is built on. Then Java hotspot, the client VM is built on mixed mode operation. It's a so this was simply check how to check whether the Java is installed in your system. So if it is not installed, what we have to do? So download JDK version. So we have some link also here. Then the JDK will be downloaded onto your system. So here the simply we know that, for example, if file is there, simply we can double click, we can install in general Windows operating system. But here we have to install this thing through command prompt. I will show you. So generally we will find the download file in the download folder, verifying and extract the JDK by using the following commands. Here for extracting also everything we are going to be operate through the command prompt. So that is a $cd. We are going to be transferred to the download folder. So if it is done, uh, have you remember that is for example if the cd downloads, what is going to be happen later? So it is going to be enter that particular login itself. It is going to be entered to the column. So then later it is ready with a dollar. If you give the what is the meaning of ls? Ls is list. So in a particular folder, what are the things are there? It is going to be list. So it is shown as a JDK7U71 Linux score X64 operating system. Something file is available. It shows the list of the file. Once we have a list, we need to extract that one. So it is downloaded as a zip file. We are going to be extract tar to extract the file. So tar zxf, we are going to be give the file name. It is going to be extract after. Then later we are going to be given ls command. Then it is shows the file which file that is extracted in format. Okay. So if you remember, for example, if a particular command is not following properly, then it is showing an error. So if the command is confirm without any error, if it is ready, then it is ready with the dollar symbol. Please be remember that. Sir, what will be happen? How it is shown means that is a background process. So it is a tar space zxy file. The command is run successfully. Then the dollar symbol is ready to wait. Then the dollar symbol we are going to be list out in that what the particular file is, right? So that is showing. Then step 3, what we are going to be to make available to the all users. So this installation we need to make for all the users. We have to move this location to the user local. So it is generally in a download location, so that we are going to be moved to the local mode. Then open root and type the command as $su. We have a password. We are going to give password. We are giving operation from move, so that particular file name jdk 1.7.0_1/user/. So that it is going to be moved from download folder to user.local folder. It is going to be transferred. So why we are moving this one means in order to make this available, the Java is available to the all the users. Then we are going to be make an exit. Then we are going to make it. Next, fifth step is what? The fifth step. Use the following commands to configure Java alternatives. So how to install? So one by one step process. We have install the Java configuration files. We are going to be use alternative. So hash alternative install. This is a total one line only because of it is same line that is going to be down the same lines only. So for example, if you see the last three, how it will be the same format only. This one is impactable with the size. That's why it's came to down. So in the user bin folder Java JVK local Java 2 is going to be install various installations. How we are going to be do the installations. So by using these commands, we are going to be install. So see here Java, Java C, jar file we have various how we are going to be set up. So now we verify the installation using the command Java -version. The following terminal is expanding above. So once we have properly done the installation, so these things which will show on the screen. So for setting a path, so what is the need to set a path for this one? Can anyone? So first one, the downloader folder we have keep into a user local folder in order to access the all the users. So what is the use of fixing the path Java? I need to answer from anyone. What is the use of fixing path? What is the use of fixing path? want to know whether you know that or not. What is the use of fixing path? Yes, answer me. What is the use of fixing path? What is the use of fixing path? So generally, if you run a Java program, so for example, we can run directly. We can open terminal and editor. We can directly run it. Or for example, if you store in, for example, some text file you open and we wrote a file and we save as class name Java. You save as a file like that. So in order to bring that file, so that file you may store in C colon or D colon or F colon or somewhere in desktop, whatever it may be, which place you kept that file needs to be execute in a command. Through the commands it has to execute. So such that we are going to be give this Java compiler uh, settings. We need to spread all over the colons, that is all over the folders are available in the computer. We need to make a path. This one simple. So we need to run our Java file. That Java file may stored in any one of the columns. So that is a simple, that is a basic use of setting a path for Java. So that is a export Java home user local JDK. Then we are going to be set the path, hash path and column Java underscore home. There is a bin folder. It is going to be content. It is going to be make an export to the path. So now we apply changes to the current running system. So if we give as a source tilde symbol of hash dot bashrc, then it shows. So by that way, we are going to be install and how to give an access to the all the users and how to set the path. Once we have compiled, that is a installation is confirmed, then we are going with verifying the Hadoop installation. So that is the way of how to check. If it is not there, how to install a Java in the Linux operating system. So in verifying Hadoop installation, same here how we done Java space version. Same here also. Dollar it is ready with the terminal is ready with the dollar symbol. Then Hadoop. Then we are going to be given a Hadoop space version. Hadoop space version. So installed before the installation. Let's verify the Hadoop installation using the following command. So that is a dollar Hadoop version we are going to be checking. If it is already installed your system, then you will get a response like this. So that is a Hadoop 2.1.1 subsystem is there. So that is a which version we ask now. Through the command how we ask which version it was installed. So that version it shows, and it's compiled from that is a name from which folder to it is compiled from, source with the checksum, all those things. It shows as a predefined. If the Hadoop is not installed on your system, then it is proceed with the following steps. So how to follow? So how to download and extract the Hadoop 2.4.1 from Apache Software Foundation using the following commands. So same password and cd local user and local. We are directly running through command prompt itself. We are going to be get access the network and we are going to be downloading it. So see that here we are going to be get this URL http://clz.org Hadoop system common Hadoop 2.4.1 and Hadoop that is a target tar file we are going to be downloading. So we are going to be checking whether the tar file is done. Then we are going to be move that tar file to Hadoop. And then we are going to do it. Same previous process how we done for Java. Same thing we are going to do here for Hadoop. So installation of Hadoop in a Pseudocode distribution mode. So we have three ways of distribution installation of Hadoop system. That's when starting itself I showed you. What are the three ways we already discussed in this unit two? So that is this is the second one. So first one is about local mode. Second is pseudocode distribution mode, and third one is a window distribution. So we were selected here about pseudocode distribution mode. The following steps are used to install a Hadoop 2.4.1 pseudo distribution. So step one, setting up Hadoop. And now we can set Hadoop environment variables by appending the following commands. So that is till symbol DASSHRC, so sharing SHA or share file. So we are going to be used as an export Hadoop home, export Hadoop dot mapped home, common file, and HDFS home and ARN home we are going to be used, and export we are going to be use a common library files. Then as usual here Hadoop also we are going to be set the path. Path we are going to be path Hadoop home, and bin Hadoop home we are going to be set to. So wherever we can have a data set and we are going to be processed, and even if we can save that file in particular folder, it automatically shows. So for that simply uh, for example, if you are not given path to, we are not set a path, definitely we need to store the particular Java file in a bin folder. So if you remember like this. So if we are not set a path, definitely we need to save file in the bin folder itself, Java bin folder itself, then in order to run. So if you want to if you want to save that file in any place, then definitely we need to set a path. So that is a simple way. So once it is all, you can now apply all the changes current in the system. We can run this command source dot so DAS share C. So how we are going to be do the Hadoop configuration. So now we can find the configuration file location. So which location Hadoop home and something that is a previous view side. So where it is. See this Hadoop home library native all those things. Now we can have bin folder like this. Yes, bin we have all those things. So something we have like all the extensions are there. Through that extensions through Hadoop, you can make the suitable changes to those configuration files according to your Hadoop infrastructure. So that is CD. We are going to be create a directory. We are going to be directory. So then dollar symbol Hadoop home, something inside folders are there. Then we are going to be taking Hadoop. So in order to develop a Hadoop program using Java, you have to reset the Java environment variables in Hadoop environment edible.sh file by replacing Java home value. This is a very important thing. So in order to develop Hadoop programs using Java, so we already installed Java. So we need to access the Java to this Hadoop. We need to replace so that the Hadoop environment.sh file by replacing Java home value with the location of Java in your system. So that is for that we have a command export Java home is equal to user local JDK. So that is the value we need to pass to that. We need to export to that particular Hadoop program. So given below are the list of the files that you have to edit to configure the Hadoop. So how to configuration we are going to have. So we have some list here. So core.xml we have to modify. Then we have what are the one see the core.xml for contain the information such as the port number used for Hadoop instance, memory allocated for the file system, and memory limited for storing the data, and the size of read and writable methods. So this is a core site.xml is going to be used for how the memory is allocated, how the port number, all those things are there. Then we need to see about how the file system is there, and how the memory limited for storing the data, and how we are going to be see about the buffers, read and write buffers, how we are going to see. For this information, we need to check configuration about core.xml. So to open core.xml, to add the following properties in between the configuration and slash configuration. That is generally we know that tags, how we are going to do open tag and close tag. So this is the configuration open tag, and this is the configuration close tag. In between, we are going to be write these lines to configure these core.xml. So core site.xml, the property, the name, fs default name, and fs local 9000, that is a local host port number, that is we are going to be set properties, and we are going to be do the. So please be remember, it is a very simple thing how we are going to be configure each and every step of this. So first one is core site.xml. The next one is about hdfs site.xml. So what we are going to do? So what it gives? So previous one, it gives the port number and buffer sizes, all those things. This file contains the information such as the replication of data. So replication of the data, the name node path and the data node path of your local file system. It means the place where we want to store the Hadoop infrastructure. So where we want to store the Hadoop infrastructure, that information will be used by the Hadoop site.xml. So this one also same how we are going to be configuration this. So the configuration tag open and close. So we have, so how we are going to be. So see that, let us assume the following data. So DFS dot replication, that is a distributed file system replication. Data replication value is 1. The following Hadoop, the username Hadoop infrastructure HDFS, the directory is HDFS file, the name node path and data node path. So what the information contains this HDFS site.xml means, that is the replication. So first one replication, second one is about name node, and third one is about data. So these three informations. So how we are going to be set this configuration? So same configuration tag we have. So we have replication, DFS replication property. So we are going to be set the value for replication, and the name node. So see here up to here. So property, we are going to be set up to property. Then the second property for name node, we are going to be use dfs.name.dir. So in particular, we are going to be give as a name node value. Then we have a data node. So here the property is closed. Again, we are going to be a property tag again for the data node. So we are going to be set the configuration. So note that all the files are above, all the property values are user defined. So we already know that whenever the user generally installing, the user have a capability to configure all those things. We saw in the configuration itself, the user, the programmer can set that how many replications he need, how to set the data node and name node, all those things set by the user itself. That is, a programmer itself, he can have a chance of setting all those things. So for example, if you give a replication is size 1, if you give a 2 or 3, how many replications we need to make up here. So that thing we can view through these configuration. So we make the changes according to your Hadoop infrastructure. So we can change that. Then next one is it. First one is about core site.xml. Second one is about Hadoop dfs.xml. Then third one is about earn-site.xml. So this is the third one we are going to be configure. So this file is used to configure earn into a Hadoop. So open earn.site.xml into a following properties in between the configuration tab. So earn node. So what is the meaning of earn? Anyone know that? Earn. So I already told you in the starting. So what is the meaning of earn? Okay. So you can later, if you want, you can see the later one. So it is also similarly as a Hadoop system, one of the part. Earn. So name earn name node manager and access the services we are going to be provide. then the value we have a map reduce shuffle value, then we are going to be close as a properties and the configuration. So these are three configurations. Then another one is about mapped site XML. This file used to specify which map reduce framework we are going to be using, which specifies the map reduce framework. So by default, so the Hadoop contains the template as earn site.xml. First of all, we need to copy the files from map site XML, map site XML.template to mapped site XML file using the following command. So mapped site.xml template to mapped site.xml. Okay, so we are going to be copy. CP is a command for copying from one place to another place. Okay, so dot template to we are going to be copy to mapped site.xml. We are going to be copy the files. So open mapped site XML. The following configuration we are going to be doing again. So that is a mapped framework dot name we are going to be used. From the value we have n, we are going to be set it in n site dot xml. We are going to be set that the value we are going to be get it here. Then once these four configurations was successfully done. So one is about core site.xml, HDFS DS XML, then earn, and lastly we saw about how we are going to be do the mapped XML, mapped site.xml. How these configurations are done properly, we are going to be verify the installation, Hadoop installation, how the Hadoop was installed properly or not. We are going to be. The following steps are used to verify the Hadoop installation. So first one, name node setup. How we are going to be check the name node. Set up the name node by using the HDFS name node minus, that is a hyphen format as follows. So cd tilde symbol HDFS name node hyphen format. So the expected result as follows. If once we that command is followed, then it shows the result like this. So you are not done such type of installations in Linux operating system. That's why I am showing step-by-step process how we want to do in order to develop this one. Okay. So startup message and the starting name node and the data node, how we are going to be do. So this is the info command storage, how we are going to. So this is the information predefined, the result shown. So whenever we run a command is HDFS name node hyphen format. Okay. So this is the result is shown on there. Then step 2 is verifying Hadoop DFS. First one is name node. Then the distributed file system we are going to verify. The following command start hyphen DFS dot sh. The expected output. So sorry for here. 1 second. I'm typing mistake. So that is when you given a command start hyphen dfs data is, then the command is that dot sh. Then expected result will be shown that some time when it is actually in 2014 installation it is shown here. 10, 24 and 2014, 24, 10th month and 2014 it was installed at the time. So we already know that whenever we are going to be log into that, it's going to be last login access it shown. Same that that EFS file when it was accepted, the previous one it shows the local, the starting name node on local host and how it is shows the result. This is the predefined result only. Once it is properly configured, then the verification we are going to be. Then verifying earn script, how it will be. The following command is used to start the earn script. Executing the command, we will run the earn daemons. So start hyphen earn dot sh, the expected result like this. It shows starting a resource manage login, the name node manager login, all those things it shown one by one. So for accessing Hadoop in the browser, so in order to generally all Apache things are we are going to be run on browser in order to access all those things. If you are familiar with this exam, we have known. If you know the exam, how we are going to be run it, and the local host how we are going to be run the Hadoop here. So accessing Hadoop on browser. So see that local host, some we are going to be give the local port number, and we are going to be give the overview. So how we are going to started from Tuesday. So that I told you in 2014. So that is a version and compiled and the cluster ID and block pool ID. All those things shows the result. So the default port number for Hadoop is 50070. See here, here local host we have number is there, 50070. Use the following URL to get the services on the browser. Services on browser. Once we can give that local host, then that particular service is shown on the browser. Okay. So to verify installation of application for cluster, how we are going to be check the cluster. For default, verifying for cluster is port number is 8088. The following URL for searching for this. So this is checking for clusters. Then downloading Hive. So up to this, we successfully completed how the Java and how the Hadoop was installed. Once, if it is not installed, once installed, how it was verified, whether it is properly configured or not. We have, so if not, how we are going to be configure also to that code.site XML, all those XML files, how we are going to be do the configuration also beside. So in order to install this Hive, so first of all we need to download Hive. So Hive version 0.14.0 we are going to be. We can use this version. Let us, and that means in this installation we are going to be see the Hive 0.14.0 file we are going to be use. So we are going to be after downloading through this one. So it is in download folder. Then we are going to be see the ls only here also on. So on successful download, so it shows once we can give an ls command. So it's as a response following. So Apache Hive 0.14 and bin it shows on the screen. So command we are going to be used. So installation of Hive, how we are going to be install the Hive. The following steps are required to install Hive system. Assume that how it will be downloaded. So before the after it downloaded, we need to extract. So TARZXVY to extract the Apache Hive file. Then on successful download, we can get the following response. So after extracting, copy from same once it is extract, we are going to be copy from download folder to user for local in order to access all the users. So we are giving password and we are going to be moved from download folder to then we are going to do. Then setting up the environment for Hive. So here also we have environment to set up this one. So exporting paths. So command if you use like this, then it is I use export all those things, class path type. Then the following command is to execute that file. So once the files are extracted, then we are going to be give source dot bashrc. If it is used, then automatically the files are going to be executed. So that means simply it is going to be installed. So once it is installed, we need to configure the file. So configure means how we are going to be set up the environment variables to the that one. So here also we need to edit Hive environment HS file is going to be replaced with the Hive home configuration. So before Hadoop file we were replaced with the Java. Now the Hive environment file we are going to be replaced with the Hive home configuration directory with the following place. So Hive home configuration, Hive environment.sh template 2 we are going to be replaced with. So we are going to be copy hive.environment.sh file we are going to be edit. So after edit the file, we need to appending the following lines. We are going to be append means we are going to be adding the new lines. So that is a export Hadoop home is equal to user.local.hadoop. We are going to be adding to that one. So Hive installation completed successfully. Now we can require the external database server to configure the metadata. So for Hive, we are going to be whenever we are going to be run SQL query. If you run a query, then it is showing it is going to be checked, and later it is going to be get the data from the meta store. So for that, it is a external database. We are going to be configure the external metadata from the meta store. So downloading and installing Apache DB. So there is a following installation how to install. So external database. So again we have following commands. Same we are going to be download. Then we are going to be extract. If you want to replace anything, so we are going to be replace. So extracting how we are going to be do unsuccessful. We are going to be get some installation. Then later we are going to be copy from the download folder to some local user from local in order to access all the users. The same matter. So first of all, we need to know that what is the main steps we need to. Then the same thing we can repeat it. So then we are going to be set up the environment. So all those things. Copying the meta store. We are going to be copying, make the directory, all those things. So same way here we have configuration of meta store from the Hive. So Hive site.xml. So there we have a core site.xml. Here we have Hive site.xml we have, and we are going to be have in between configuration tag we are going to be use JDBC ODBC connections. Generally, whenever we need to set up database, we need to talk about ODBC JDBC connections. So that is JDBC connection to the meta store we are going to be connected. So this is a file for named Java draft properties for following. So Java code we are going to be running to install. So after that, how to verify that one? So this is the following command to verify this one. So chmod g plus w. Now it is set up. So this is the command to verify that one. And all those things. So this is a simple installation. Once it is installation successfully, totally. So along with the meta storage, along with the JDBC connections, with the connection also done properly. Then this is the after successful login, it shows login initialized the configuration. So in which place Hive common that place and Hive history it shows, and that means so the number may have some meaning. So the previous login or maybe how many files it was accessed to the previous, some text file is there. Then so now Hive is ready with. So grant shell is the grant how it is open with. Now Hive is ready with running the commands. So now Hive open bracket is ready with. Now that means we can ready to execute the SQL statements from here onwards. See that Hive that is a greater than symbol, that is open bracket, we can show the table. Okay, the time taken 2.7, then the table it will show us on the user interface. So see here, whenever we are going to be talking about user interface, it's not showing on that particular screen, it's showing a different separate screen to show that. Okay, show the table is a command. So what is the table inside that, it shows, it will show. So how the big statements, how the grand shell we are going to go. Same here, we have a hive. Hive is a name to open. Is a ready, that screen is ready with the hive statements to execute. So that's about a simple installation and verifying the hub. Okay. So anyone having doubt? So this is